How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man. I'm going to be in this another Top 5 Saturdays. This Saturday I'm going to be doing my Top 5 favorite Xbox games from the first Xbox. Alright, my number 5 is State Fortune Fighters. What State Fortune Fighters was a Japanese-based game. It was a fighting game, and it really didn't have no story. You just went around and fought people, fought your friends and stuff. It's basically a multiplayer game. And if it did have a single player story mode, I didn't really play it that much. And all I really did was play the multiplayer fighting game. My cousins come over, we play it. Me and my little brother would play it. And it was cool. It was kind of a cool game. And I really didn't know much about it when I bought it. I bought it at GameStop and never heard nothing about it. And I just saw that it was a fighting game, and I just bought it just to buy it to see what it was about. And it was actually a pretty cool game. My number 4 is Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Now, Dragon Ball Z Sagas really wasn't that good, but it was the only Dragon Ball Z game for the Xbox. And I didn't have PlayStation 2 at the time, and my cousins had the Budokai series and all this stuff. And the only time I got to play Dragon Ball Z was when I went over to their house, and I really wanted a Dragon Ball Z game. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, and when Dragon Ball Z Sagas came out, I got it, thinking it would be as good as Budokai and stuff. And it was a story-based game. You go around and play as the Z Warriors through the different sagas, and it was an okay game for what it was. But I didn't like that you had a 2-player mode, but you couldn't fight each other. You had to go around fighting through the sagas and finishing the story. And that's why I didn't like it that much. If it was kind of like Budokai, it would have been pretty cool. But it is what it is, and it just wasn't what I thought it was, and that's why it's number 4. My number 3 is Star Wars Obi-Wan. Now, Star Wars Obi-Wan is a game that came out when Episode 1 came out, and you play as Obi-Wan during Episode 1, and you do missions, and it didn't really have that good of graphics, but it was a pretty cool game. I played it with my daddy all the time, and my dad's the reason I got it in the first place, because he's a big Star Wars fan, and he got me into Star Wars, and we just played it all the time, and we fought each other in 2-player mode, and I would watch my daddy play the story mode, and sometimes I would play the story mode, but it was mainly my dad's game. But we bought it for my Xbox, and it was just a good time spending with my daddy playing that game, and that's why I like Star Wars Obi-Wan. My number 2 is ESPN NFL 2K5. Now, this game I played all the time. I'm talking all the time. And I played this game all the time before I got my number 1 game. And what I would do is, I played football in high school. So I would make a list of everybody on the football team, and I would see there was a mode where you can make your own team of the old, like, 79 Cowboys, 91 Bills, stuff like that. You can play as the old teams, and you can make your own roster for that team. So what I did is made a list of my teammates, and I made my high school football team as a pro team. And I just loved that. I loved having being able to play as my high school team, just as a old pro NFL team. And that's why I like the ESPN 2K5. I played it all the time with my friends from school, and I still play it every once in a while. But I like to play video games with somebody. It's kind of boring if I'm playing by myself, but I don't play them that much anymore. But ESPN NFL 2K5 was a really good game. My number 1 is Halo 2. When I got Halo 2, it was around Christmas, and I loved that game. Like I said, I don't like playing by myself, so I really didn't play the first player mode. Play Halo 2 to play 2-player and 2 to 4 players, and I loved that game. When we had lock-ins at the church and we had youth events, I would bring my Xbox up to the church, hook it up to the TV. We'll have Halo tournament, and I just loved that, and I love playing Halo. It's a real good game. I like it, and I like playing Halo with other people. And that's my top 5 Xbox games list. Next week, I'm probably going to be in top 5 either Nintendo 64 games or PS2 games. It's somewhere around there. Y'all like to subscribe as always. Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, Juicy is awesome. See y'all next time.